Hi guys, Kim Jong-Lee here, back with another online commentary battle for our own Total War. This time we have another subscriber submitted battle submitted by Ra, playing as the Brudii Romans there in the green, and his ally is Lee, playing as the CPR Romans. Ra's brought 14-6, so 14 Urbans and 6 Praetorian Cav. His ally Lee, who is the host of this game I believe, has 3 Archer Auxilia, 3 Praetorians, 1 Legionary First somewhere in there, and there we go, 1 Legionary First, and the rest Urbans, so that should be around 13 Urbans. Their opponents are Krateros, who is, I think, a fairly regular player in the Steam lobby, so good to see him, and Tigranes, who is, of course, very old household name, been playing for a long time. So should be an interesting match. See how it goes. It's interesting to have these 3 Archer Auxilia from Lee. He's elected to put the extra money from skimping on Cav onto some of his Urbans, so maybe in the urban grind, if an urban grind develops, he will have an advantage. The Legionary First might help there as well, if at all. But Ra's going to come in here, and it does seem to be like 2 separate fights are going to develop, but we can see Krateros pulling a few units already Ra's way. We can see Lee coming up here to pair up with Ra, and general starting moves seem pretty generic, pretty typical. Some testudos coming out, a lot of loose formation guys, so both sides seem to be set up pretty well for a grind. A lot of Peeler gonna make their way to the other side. Some nice Peeler from Tigranes here, gonna catch some of Ra's guys. Ra's going to charge them in though, but he does take quite a few losses there to the Peeler, which is a bit unfortunate. Tight formation unit here, if it gets peeled, is going to be not very good for Ra, but he does manage to get that into the melee unscathed. So Ra's going to come in here with a charge on this one unit here. This is probably not that good, to be honest, because first you cop Peeler, second of all, even if you do win the engagement, you really only get 1 unit advantage, and it's a depleted unit as well, so not really much to be gained out of that. It would be much better if he had kept his Cav back and just timed into this one here, this Cav strike here. He's got some Cav out here which is facing the wrong way, so that's not good either. He does fortunately have some Urbans blocking here, so they're going to be able to do some pretty nice work. Countercharge anyway comes in from Ra and is able to rout a few of these Julii units, which is a bit surprising. I think Tigranes could move some of these his units a bit closer in, and definitely move a few units here to block, because Ra is going to be pressuring that flank pretty effectively. Krateros is really pressuring this side a lot with his Urbans, but he's really not pressuring it because he just seems to be trying to fight to a standstill, and he's not supporting Tigranes really much at all. He's really just holding the center here, and basically Krateros and Tigranes have 2 choices. One is to try and hold this side, and the other is to really pressure this side into oblivion, and it looks like they're going to lose this side really fast though, so I think Tigranes is being a bit indecisive here, and he did pull these guys out to the side, but it might be just too late, because Ra has got the concave on him, and Lee has also decided to pull quite a few units his way as well to support him. So Ra and Lee definitely deciding that this side is the side they're going to pressure, and this side is the side they're going to be trying to stalemate on. Krateros again not really doing enough with his infantry to pressure Lee over there, which is really allowing Ra to do quite a bit of work. We do have some nice angles here from Tigranes, so that's going to get one unit routing, and the general's in the mix as well. But yeah, looks like it's still fairly even actually on this side. And Ra's just got to sort out kind of his formation, try and get a good engagement and good angles. He has really good angles here with his cav though, but so does Tigranes, so it's got to be just seeing who gets the route faster, I guess, and who ends up coming out on top in this engagement. Seems like the Julii have quite a few guys routing already, which is a bit strange, but might also be a factor of some of these archers and some of the support coming in from Lee. So a lot of pressure there. So they've marginally managed to route. Ra and Lee have managed to route this side, but there are still remnants left, and it wasn't really a clean victory. So there are still opportunities here for Krateros and Tigranes to try and pull it back by doing really, really well against the Lee here. But Lee's guys do have a few chevron upgrades, so maybe that could help Lee just hold them down here. A few charges coming in from Krateros, really trying to break them up, but the angle's not there. It's just a frontal charge, so unfortunately doesn't do much. This cav charge not going to do much either. That's another frontal. So yeah, Krateros not going for the angles, probably a bit of a mistake. Lee has helped Ra mop up some of these guys, but now that they've done that, they can really turn their attention onto Krateros. And again, Krateros, you know, this is 5 units crowding around 1 testudo. Not very efficient use of the urbans, so going to see some nice strikes come in here from both sides, but the advantage is definitely in Ra and Lee's favor now that this side's gone, even though they won it by kind of a marginal amount, because Krateros and Tigranes weren't able to route this side quickly enough. They're going to be able to swing back around and just mop up this, so close victory. Yeah, I think Ra and Lee played pretty well together, mopping up we'll call that the right side, but this side over here, closer to where the camera is, Krateros really just not allocating his urbans the best way, I think. He was in a position to pressure, especially from the early game. Kind of, he had the urban advantage and the cav advantage, so I feel like he should have used that a bit better and really put the pressure onto Lee. But unfortunately, for him, that didn't quite materialize, and Tigranes ended up getting routed pretty fast as well, because Krateros didn't send much support. So maybe a bit of indecisiveness from both Tigranes and Krateros, maybe costing the game, but I think Krateros could have been a lot more efficient this game. Yeah, so well played to all players. I'll see you guys next time.